I heard about Rusty and Clifford through one of our rescue contacts. This woman lives in an area in the city of Dallas it's more of an area that's, I'd just say it's a little on the rough side. Some cities have more strays than others. Dallas happens to have a large population in certain areas of Dallas of stray animals. It's not an easy life for animals or people. Linda, the girl that helps sometimes in the area that lives over there, she called me and she said, there are some dogs needing help.
Clifford, the most recent rescue, was sort of dumped out with a house full of furniture, and when Big Brush Pickup took the bed and the sofa and the chair away, he started coming to my house for breakfast when I was feeding my animals. That's Clifford's relative. Big Clifford came from the same area and has been in front of our house for over a month also. I've never touched Big Clifford. This morning at 11:30, I saw Clifford for the first time in over 24 hours, and I walked to the trap, put some more food down, and pushed him in the trap. So that's how Clifford was caught this morning.
Linda actually had Clifford. And so Justin and I, we helped Linda. We got Clifford in the car.
It's a perpetual problem. And the dogs will have multiple puppies, then the puppies will be on the street. And Tawana's very good about trying to grab the dogs in between having puppies so that keeps the population down.
And then Justin and I went and pursued Linda's neighbor who had a female dog that we were able to rescue.
There are a lot of animals, stray dogs in our area, and these particular dogs, they started staying on our porch. And so one of the dogs was very, very thin, and so I started feeding. And then the dogs kept coming around. However, they've been free to wander, and then they just come back, and they've decided at night to stay on the porch. To get her in the cage, that was not difficult. I had been out there for a while, so she'd been smelling in there. And so I just walked her in and closed it behind her.
Most of these dogs in these areas on the street, especially street dogs, they have never been picked up. In many cases, they've never even been touched.
Our main job was basically making the dog feel relaxed enough to come out of its cage. Didn't really know what to name it, but it had this beautiful brown and kind of cinnamon colored coat, so we just decided to call it Rusty, even though it was a female.
Rusty was not used to being handled. She was not used to being picked up. She was not used to being on a leash. So Justin, luckily, big guy Justin, was able to lift Rusty and carry Rusty to the car.
We lifted it up and we carried it across the yard to place in Tawana's car. We did so very gently and very calmly because the dog seemed very timid, but more than willing to comply with what we needed from it.
These particular little dogs are so friendly, they belong in a household.
They actually had a space at Operation Kindness, a no-kill shelter in North Texas. It's the largest no-kill shelter in North Texas. Now that Rusty and Clifford is in Operation Kindness, they are guaranteed a forever home. It is a no-kill shelter, and they're going to keep Rusty and Clifford till they find the right home for them. It may be weeks, it may be months, it may be days.
Well, the two dogs we got there, we took them right into the adoption area at Operation Kindness, and we were greeted by John, who's one of the managers there, and he helped us get the dogs in. John checked it out, they checked out the gums, they checked out the body work of the dog, and with the help of some text, and decided that this dog was pretty much as healthy and it was immediately ready to go into adoption services. So they took it out back for people to start taking a look at it, take it for walks. At Operation Kindness, we discussed matters with John, and basically we felt that both dogs were in good hands.
They work with these dogs like this. They work with them to socialize them, to know that, hey, it's okay where we're at here. and get them used to being around people, getting used to being touched, to talk to, and ultimately to learn that human and animal bond of love, because there is just no more beautiful thing than the love of a dog and a human.
He will have a wonderful home. Operation Kindness will take care of him.
And that's ultimately the goal I think of every time I rescue a dog, that my hope is that they find that loving bond